The Sorcerer Supreme experience is a very interesting one. She has much utility, some decent damage, and can cope with lots of annoying fights like the champion boss. Today I just wanted to test her out and show her off after I ended up beating the champion boss yesterday, and I will do a crystal opening soon about that. But right now, I just wanted to show my rank 4 Sorcerer Supreme, some sort of gameplay for her, and show what she can do. So first of all, Utility God. She's a Mystic, so she's got the Nullify, but she does an SP1 and she's in the Shield phase. She's going to get this regen on block and Nullification Aura, which means whenever she's near to an opponent with buffs, as you can see Groot here, she's going to nullify them. When she's in the power gain phase, she's going to place a slow on the opponent when she gets to an SP1. She will keep nullifying those buffs as long as she has that nullification aura. The SP3 is very helpful to pocket some of the different runes you want. So if you have it on the power gain one, you're going to get slow on the opponent. If you have it on the attack one, you're going to put an arm break, which then means if you launch an SP2 and you have 2 of those runes stored for each one, then you are going to place an armor break and a slow on the opponent, or an armor break, which will be indefinite and do lots of damage. So as you can see there, we did a SP1 with the Fury phase, and we placed an armor break, and now we're going to go for an SP2, and as you can see, we've placed an indefinite slow and armor break on the opponent, which will last there until we launch another special attack off. But this does increase our damage quite a lot, so that's quite helpful. And yeah, you'll see we're starting to hit a lot harder. This is also the monthly event quest for the Mystic chapter, so we are getting a lot of prowess. So she's hitting a lot harder on those special attacks, but she does hit pretty hard in the end when you've got that arm break and slow. As you can see there, 27k with 10 prowess, not too bad. And we can go for another one here, 53k to finish that fight off. And that Groot is already done. So that is a prime example of a cosmic fight, which is really, really good. And I would really suggest her to be used in those types of fights. However, next we have Ronan, who doesn't really have many buffs, but still we can get the damage in, and also there is this Fury node, where if you're too close to the attacker for too long, or the defender, then you're going to get a Fury buff, which you can nullify, as you can see there. So the SP1 also does instantly nullify 1 buff on the first hit, as well as placing a nullification aura if you are in the shield phase, or the armor phase, or whatever you want to call it. But she cycles through 3 different phases. We've got the power gain one, where she's going to give a better power steal, which means if you get them to an SP3, they're not actually going to gain any power. They can just siphon that at the end. And as you can see there, we've got the regen on blocks, so we can use that very nicely. 75% regen on the block, so if he does hit into our block, we're going to regen most of it up. This was also really helpful for the champion boss, because obviously on that final phase when he's trying to hit you with the headbutts, that can deal quite a lot of nasty damage, but if you have the regen on block and then you can get the dex in at the end, it can be much, much easier. Anyway, we're getting a bit close. He's got too much power here. I could have hit into him still, and now I block that, even though I didn't have the regen on block, so sometimes you may get caught off by that. You may think you do and you don't. Here we've only got 1 rune active, so we're just going to get that armor break, but it's definitely going to increase our damage a little bit, so we're going to hitting for like 1.5k on those mediums, and we can get that SP1 off to nullify his buffs and get 2 of our regens up. And as you can see, we are also just passively regening like 33 health, so that's like 17 health per second, instead of just on the block as well. And I found this very helpful in the champion fight as well. And as you can see there, we can just regen that back up, and this SP1 should be enough to finish this Ronan off. Another great example of a cosmic champion who she can dominate. And lastly, she can cycle through her different phases by throwing a heavy attack, and this can be helpful if you want to switch phases pretty quickly, but you will switch phases in like 5 seconds or so, so it's not that necessary, and I haven't used it too much, but I guess if you really wanted to change phase, and maybe they were going to get to an SP3 and you wanted that power drain, then that'd be really helpful. But otherwise, it's just a nice little extra bit of utility, and you can throw it off. It's not got the greatest spacing or distance, but it's quite a simple and fast heavy, so, you know, you can throw it off pretty easily. And yeah, that is a Captain Marvel Realm of Legends boss dead in around 200 hits. Now for her overall scores, I'm going to have to give her damage around a 5 out of 10. It's pretty mediocre, can be ramped up pretty nicely, but on average you're going to be hitting for like 1.5k at rank 4 on the mediums, Utility is definitely like an 8 or 9 out of 10 because that regen on the block, that the nullification aura, you've got the power drains, you've got the arm break, the slow, lots and lots of utility right there. And as for her health, I'm going to have to give it like a 8 out of 10 because she doesn't have that much health, as in her health pool isn't big, but that regen on block does make it seem like she's got insane regen. And for her very final score, I'm going to have to give her a solid 8 out of 10. And that is a pretty good score, and I think she definitely deserves it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a different style of video, but I will be doing some MCFC memes in between everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.